Thank you everybody for being here. So I'd like to say it's safe to say that everybody has experienced body insecurity. At some point they are insecure with their face, their butt, their stomach, their breasts, any part of their body. I'm sure we've all faced insecurities. And with the rise of social media and influencers, I feel like today we are more pressured into getting plastic surgery to fix our insecurities. This is an example of a woman who got a BBL, and unfortunately, did not turn out like she had expected, and ended up sagging, and she had to actually get it redone on the show Botched. So I am here to tell you that you should not get a Brazilian butt lift. First, I will tell you about the medical risks. Second, I will discuss the psychological harm. And finally, I will discuss the financial risks. A Brazilian butt lift surgery has medical risks. Pasmina says that due to the pulmonary fat embolism, known as PFE, the BBL has earned the highest mortality rate of cosmetic procedures. In Florida alone, they had 25 BBL PFE related deaths between 2010 and 2022. Vehico states that the rise of BBL procedures, doctors are now performing 7 or more BBLs a day. The recommended amount is 3 a day, and doctors are becoming fatigued and rushing procedures, which can lead to mishaps by entering the fat into the muscle. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons warns surgeons that if the fat transfer is done improperly, it can lead to death. It is quite easy to unintentionally enter the muscle, which is what causes death and is known as PFE. So now that I've talked about the medical risks, let's move on to the psychological harm. Butt lifts can cause psychological harm. Jack Pell published that cosmetic surgery patients are much more likely to report mental health concerns. History of mental health was found in 19% of patients, and they can remain psychologically vulnerable even when their results have been satisfactory. Even when they're happy with it, they can still feel some sense of regret or that it didn't turn out how they wanted, and maybe they want to go in again and get more surgery. Jones said that the UK poll revealed that 60% of the participants in the survey regretted having their surgery. Could you imagine waking up from a surgery and regretting it after all that pain and all the money? I couldn't imagine what it would do to my mental health. Acora noticed a trend in buttock aesthetics, and since the pandemic, there has been an influx of patients looking to reverse or actually reduce their BBLs. So even if they were happy at one point, the social pressures have now pushed them to reverse it. So now that I've talked about the psychological harm, let's move on to the financial risks. Getting a BBL is expensive. Jones says that patients who experience decision regret can blame themselves and the surgeon, which causes economic consequences for all. Getting it fixed will cause the patient to pay more money, and if it was done negligently, like let's say the fat was transferred into the muscle, or they get infections, or if it really wasn't done properly, it could bring upon a lawsuit, which will cost the doctors a lot more money. When you do a basic Google search looking for a BBL, a rough estimate, you'll find prices as low as $2,999 US. Now this may seem like a little fee compared to a lot of other plastic surgeries, but that doesn't include everything. It doesn't include your travel, your time off work, and if you need anything revised or you need to go back for checkups, that also comes out of pocket and isn't included in the $2,999 US. Not to mention, insurance does not cover a BBL. It's a cosmetic procedure, it's done for looks, it's not done for medical purposes. So insurance is not going to cover it and you will have to pay out of pocket. So first I told you about the medical risks. Second, we discussed the psychological harm. And finally, I talked about the financial risks. I want to take a moment to just acknowledge the photo. It represents many different body types, small, big, whatever you'd like to name it. But very big, it says every body is beautiful, and that's true. No matter where you are at in life, I think it's important to love our bodies and what we were given with. And just because social media and these influencers are telling you should look a certain way, or you should get the BBL because everybody else is doing it, does not mean you should. There's physical risks, there's financial risks, there's a lot more than just getting the perfect body. So I hope today that you will rethink your decisions about getting that Brazilian butt lift. Thank you.